Welcome back to the third episode in our character creation journey. In this episode, we're going to learn how to add hair to our model using a technique that I just learned myself. Prerequisite, you're going to need to download vroid Studio version 0.14.0 for this tutorial. This is a great app to use as well to create your characters instead of the readyplayerme app if you prefer more of a anime style than a traditional style. Okay, after you open the app, you're going to click create a new character. In this case, I just clicked the male character. It really doesn't matter. And then at the top, you're going to click to edit the hair. Then you're going to click the eye under the base hair, and that will make the hair that's there disappear. Then you're going to click the brush, and then on the right, you'll see the tools for the brush come up, and you can scroll through. And all we're doing here is going to twist. If you scroll down and find the twist strength and adjust it. Since we're working on Brian Head Welch from the band Korn, we're going for that dreadlock braid look. So we just need one strand and we'll edit it in the unit. I discovered this technique because the last character I made for a friend, the hair was nearly perfect from the readyplayerme app, but it didn't have the bangs that I needed to complete the look. So this gave me the ability to add some hair strands separately, for our model, we don't need to complete the character in this vroid Studio. We just need to export that one strand of hair that we made. So in order to do this, at the top right of the vroid Studio, you're going to see a button that says camera/export. You're going to click that. And then on the left, you're going to see an export button. If you click that, and then on the right side of the screen, after you click the export button, you're going to see an export. And then under export, you're going to see export hair as OBJ or object. So that literally just exports the hair object that we made only, which is perfect for what we need. I did a lot of playing around with seeing what looks best as far as the twists and stuff. And then I just basically exported it out. And then we're going to import it into our Unity file for our character. Okay, once you're back in Unity, you can go to any folder you want. I'm just going to the character folder we made called Brian. You're going to right click that and import asset, and you're going to import that OBJ that we made earlier. So here we are I'm just showing you some clips again of how we made the hair in the vroid Studio, and we'll come back to the Unity app. Okay, again, we're back in our Unity app, and you'll see the hair object, the bottom right in the folder. You can either right click in there and say import asset, or you could just minimize your Unity enough to drag and drop it in there. Same difference, either way it will get into the file. And then you just drag it up to your hierarchy to drop it in the scene. And here's it's going to be a lot of playing around with resizing, moving it around to figure out what looks good, and then just basically duplicating it for every piece that should be fit on his head for his hair. Now, when you're working in 3D, if you have any other similar tasks to this where you're basically going to be making the same thing over and over, but it's basically the same piece, you just want to make sure you do all your modifications and adjustments first before you duplicate it, so you don't have to go back and redo the same steps over and over for each piece. Okay, here I'm getting ready to throw the color and the texture of the hair. I'm just going to use the same color and texture that his hair already came with for the other parts to the extra piece that we added on. Luckily, if you followed the process of importing the VRM back in, you notice you have all these folders down here. There is a folder of all the textures in there. And if you hunt for it, you can find the actual hair texture, drag and drop it into your scene view onto the hair object, and it's all set. It's ready to go. This is also a good learning opportunity to click through the folders, and if you click up at the top and just click to the previous folder, you can get back to where you were. But it's a good learning opportunity if you're kind of new like me as far as navigating through the Unity app. Okay, now that I have the hair piece, the individual piece, the way I want it, I'm just going to duplicate it and playing around with moving it to the exact position for where I want it first. And then once I have them all duplicated, then I will group them all together and add them to the model so it actually goes on to the head part and it will move with the model. If you wanted to add a hat to your model or perhaps a weapon for them to hold something in their hand, you do the same process as far as lining it up exactly where it should be before you go into the hierarchy of the model to attach it to the part that will hold it. To group all the pieces together as one piece, you just drag them on top of each other over in the hierarchy. And then to put them on the model where you want, you're going to click the model, so that way you bring down the drop down menu of all the pieces. In this case, we're going to click the drop down menu under our character Brian Head, and then you're going to have a lot of things pop up. You're going to go down to the armature, click that arrow, which will bring up hips, then click that arrow, will bring up spine, then spine 1, spine 2, neck, and then head. And then you want to drop the hair object under head for it to be attached to the head. Alright, I'm going to close this one out with a better view of the hierarchy before we go. So hopefully you can understand how you click the arrows and open it up and find where the head is located in order to attach it to it. In the next video, we're going to be working on the shirt, and then it's really going to start coming together.